What's up everybody, MDW here again, and the wait is nearly over. The early reviews are coming in for Rogue One now, and they're saying that it's dark and gritty. Some people are saying it's better than Empire. Don't know if to believe all the hype or not. I'm getting really excited now though, so it's nearly upon us. And in light of that, I thought I'd share this with you today. We've got the Hot Toys exclusive Death Trooper Specialist figure come through, so I'm really stoked to be having a look at this figure even before the film has come out. So let's open him up and check him out and see what he's all about now. So a bit of a different design with the Rogue One Hot Toys figures. They've got the same box as they always have, but they've got this little kind of band sleeve around the bottom there as well, which is in shiny gold lettering, and it's got a picture of the figure there as well drawn on it. Nice little touch, separates them from the rest of the figures in the Star Wars line. The back of the box gives you the name of the figure there, the series it's from, and then all the other blurb from Hot Toys. Inside the box, as always, you get the great sleeve, the bit of artwork, showcasing the figure, great backdrops of that, really dynamic picture, love it. And then inside, there's the figure himself sitting in his vacuum packaging. Take the top off there, and there's a close-up there of the figure as he comes presented when you first get the figure. And there he is, outside of the box. First impressions, awesome. This figure is actually a bit taller as well, so it just goes to show the depth of scale that they go to. So here he is standing next to the Hot Toys Stormtrooper figure. As you can see, he nearly towers over the Stormtrooper. Really, really cool. Okay guys, so we've looked at him in the box, and you've seen some stills of him outside the box. Let's have a look at the new Rogue One Death Trooper Specialist. So, right off the bat, this is one of the first troopers I've ever got with the black armour. I've been thinking about getting the Stormtrooper with the black armour. The gloss shine on it is absolutely superb. The design of the figure looks very, very, very nice. I've seen stills of them. They looked kind of a bit bulky, the figures, with all their gear on them. This guy doesn't really come across like that. So, it's got the standard articulation that all the Hot Toys figures have, which I'll run down in a second. There's a couple of new bits on this figure that I believe they've added from other Hot Toys figures. So let me show you what I mean. So the undersuit with this guy, it's kind of a mix and match. So with the First Order Stormtroopers, they had like this kind of rubber undersuit that hindered some of the movement. Now with this guy here, he's got the same sort of undersuit. It's kind of this like rubbery material underneath there. But at the arms, the rubber material kind of ends, you see it there, it finishes, and then it's just material underneath here, so it allows his arm to move pretty much unhindered, which is really, really good. So he's got a bit on his arm there as well, just below his elbow, so it allows his arm to twist there as well. The legs, he doesn't have it on there, so the knees, if you can see there, he's got the rubber arm on it there, and his groin there is still very hard to move, so you won't get much super amount of articulation out of them. I mean, they do move, do you know what I mean? But you can hear it there rubbing. It doesn't really kind of move that much. So, bit of a disappointment. I don't know. I mean, he's got a lot of armour on anyway, so it does hinder the movement. You can see all this stuff he's got on here. So I'm not really too bothered that he can't literally do the okey dokey or anything like that. But yeah, his arms are really cool that they've managed to do that under his armpit there. So swap out and put some material in there rather than the rubber so that he can move. So his head swivels left, right, up and down there. He's got his shoulder joints, so they go up. Obviously, the shoulder armour hinders his movement a little bit, and this great leather pauldron on the other side does as well. But yeah, it can go up and go forward and back. Again, not really loads, because again, the joints here allow his arms to move, but the rubber stops it from going all the way back. So, I mean, you can kind of put his arms back a little bit, but not much. And he's got a joint, obviously, at the elbow, so he can go up and down there. And then his hand's got the joint there, so he can swim all the way around there. So loads of motion on that. The torso crunch pretty much is non-existent because he's got so much armour on. You know, this bit here and the strapping and then his belt underneath, so you can't really, do you know what I mean, torso move him, crunch him that much. There's a little bit of a swivel. I wouldn't recommend it. You can hear that click in there. I don't know what that is. Probably not a good idea. And then obviously he's got the joints here, his groin. So again, they bend, and then there's a bend at the knee, so he can obviously go down to crouching poses there. And then his feet as well have got the joint in them, so they can swivel from side to side and go up and down there again as well. So, you know, standard movement as you'd expect with all Hot Toys. So that's really excellent. The paint decal is interesting on him. So he's got, like I said, the black shiny armour all over it, the black gloss armour. He's got some really weird markings on him actually. I don't know if you guys can make this out. So he's got all this kind of strange detailing across his armour here, and it's all been picked out with lots of weathering. So this guy has got a lot of weathering on him, which adds to the flavour a bit. I suppose he's in battle and everything like that. So I did pick up on it when I first opened the box. He's got literally, the detail is really, really good on it. I don't know if you can see this or not, but he's actually got like mud like all over his boots at the bottom there. Literally just like tiny little bits of ground mud in on the tread of his boots there. And all the trim of his armour, all these bits here, have all got mud up them. His belt here has got, you know, all the grenades and everything like that in it. It's all just got, it's just like as if it's just been inked into all the recesses. So it's not like smeared all over his armour. It probably shows best on these ones here, you know, the lines here. So it's kind of like this kind of dingy, muddy, dried dirt inside all of his armour. Even on this like bit of his mask here as well, with the vents there and at the side. And in his little, you know, the green bits there, and even his pauldrons are a little bit kind of weathered. You can see it on the back there as well. You can see it all in all the grooves as well. It's right away across the whole figure. So obviously it's not like a mistake or anything. I've just messed it up, but it's obviously part of the whole look of the figure that he's actually been in battle, and it's weathered his whole armour, which, you know, is a nice touch. I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting it to kind of be all nice and shiny, you know, and like the standard stormtroopers come, like as if they just come out the factory or whatever. But you know, it's a nice touch to the figure and adds just a little bit more narrative to the whole overall piece. So also with the figure, he comes with this. It's like a little kind of ammo pouch or gun pouch, and apparently according to the instructions, it just literally flips over his arm like this, and goes up there, and it kind of just sits like that on his shoulder. Let's see if we can get it over, right over there. Yeah, it kind of sits like that on his shoulder there. I think that's really cool actually. Adds a nice little detail to it. So his belt here, the harnesses are all proper materials you expect with Hot Toys there, so you can literally move them about, and the whole thing kind of feels like it is just literally strapped on there, so really realistic. The instructions say that this bit here, the harness, doesn't come off. So don't try and take this bit off and pull his, you know, all his grenades off and everything like that, because apparently it doesn't come off. So that is strapped on there. His grenades come out as well. That's a nice little detail. One of my colleagues at work, James, he wanted me to shout out to him, but yeah, he found this out. He's like, wow, even the grenades come out. So yeah, there's a grenade there, and you pull it, and look, you see there's like the little kind of red detonator, you know, like a signal as if it's going to detonate any time. And you close that back up, and there's 3 of those. They're all weathered as well, and they pop just in those little pouches there. So he's got loads of little gimmicks and stuff like that on him. He's also got a holster there for one of his guns, which I'll go through his weaponry in a second. And then he's got obviously the pouches and all the other details on his belt as well. So there's loads and loads going on with this figure. I say, I thought that when I first saw them, some of the images I've seen of them, I thought that they were a bit overly bulky with all their kind of armaments and stuff that they get. But seeing this guy out of the box now, it doesn't really look like as bad as I thought it was going to be. I haven't really seen many kind of stills of them actually from the film as well. So, you know, fingers crossed they're going to kick ass in the film, but we don't know yet. But obviously the film is very imminent. So yeah, there's a look at like kind of a few of the extras on him. He's also got a light up feature as well, which is on the top of his helmet here. So the top of his helmet is magnetised. You can see it goes on nicely, so you just take it off there. You get the batteries with him, and there's a little screw cap at the top there, which you just open with a small electric screwdriver, and then you pop the batteries in there, and then you turn this button on here, so you've got the on and off button there. And then the lights should be lit up. They're not very bright, I have to say. Obviously with the daylight here, put back on there. The daylight here, it's pretty much non-existent, the light. In fact, I can't even tell whether that is actually on or not. Yeah, it is on. It was working last night, so I think my batteries have gone dead already, or it's just not really very bright at all, which I think is just not very bright at all. So I'll pop that back on there. I've taken a couple of stills last night of him with his lights on, so I'll pop those on the video in a second. But yeah, so that's his light up feature there as well. Some of the other versions of the Troopers that they're releasing have actually got other light up bits. They've got like targeting arrays kind of on the side of their helmets as well. So this is the first one that's come out, which I managed to pick up, and there's another couple of Death Trooper variants coming out at the start of the new year. So again, you know, they've got little extra light up features as well and different weaponry and stuff, but they say this is the kind of the first one that's come out, which I managed to pick up. So there's the pictures I said about in the dark. The light isn't that super bright, but you can tell there though that it's actually more effective than it was when I tried to show it earlier. So the Death Trooper comes with two weapons. The first one is this excellent vintage kind of blaster pistol that you see the Stormtroopers have as well in the original films. And then he comes with this kind of crazy new rifle. Loads of detailing on it. It's got a strap that is adjustable, loads of different colours on it, and the detail on the back of the gun there, you can see like the burn scorch marks or where he's used it. Cool looking gun. As with all Hot Toys figures as well, you get a selection of hands as well, so you can swap out and do loads of excellent poses with him. Bit of a different base to this one as well, so you actually kind of construct the base yourself. Rather than the old ones, you've actually got kind of two parts to it. So you get the front plaque with his name on it, which you can attach to the base. Then it's got this kind of little podium bit that stands at the front there as well. And then, I don't know whether it comes with all the Rogue One figures, but you actually get this kind of sticky back sleeve with a picture of the figure on it in a kind of really excellent comic booky style, which you can put on the top of the plinth there, and then obviously the stand to hold the figure goes over it. You can stick it on there as well, or display it without. Not too sure how I feel about this actually. It kind of adds a bit more comic-y look to the figure. I might display it possibly without it. And here we go guys, here's a few stills now of the Death Trooper sporting all his cool weaponry. So there we are with his blaster rifle there, a few with the pistol, and then a few comparison shots with the Stormtrooper. So there we go guys, there's my review of the Death Trooper from Rogue One Hot Toys. If you've had a Hot Toys figure before, you know exactly what to expect. His articulation isn't as great as some of the other figures because of all the armour and the bulkiness and the undersuit. You know, I'm okay with that though. The overall design of the figure is great, and it's just an awesome piece to add to my collection. They're around on eBay now and on websites for about £200. They may drop in price when the other ones come out, but if you're a Star Wars fan and you don't own a Hot Toys figure, you need one of these in your life, let me tell you. Thanks very much everybody. All of you enjoy Rogue One, and I'll see you in the next video. MDW, take care.